I had kind of had a dream for about 10 years to row an ocean.
Listen, no matter what anything throws at us, let's just get this done. We got this.
Alright, so it's the Talisker Whiskey Atlantic Challenge, which is 3,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean. So we set off from La Gomera in the Canaries, and we finish hopefully in English Harbour in Antigua. Should take us probably as a pair between 5 to 6 weeks. Yeah, so kind of weather dependent, I guess. The tides and winds should go with us and push us in that direction anyway, but it's part of an organised event, like I say, with Talisker. I think there's 42 other teams in our race.
That's right, yeah.
So yeah, really well regulated, well supported, so yeah. The reason we started Minds Matter was a lot of the mental health issues that we were dealing with in the fire service at the time were kind of on mine and Adam's watch. Obviously Adam was initially doing it with us, dealing with a lot of mental health issues, and we started to become mental health first aid instructor in the workplace. The idea being that you get a mental health first aider in the workplace the same as a physical first aider, and that was kind of our drive to try and do that within the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Fire and Rescue Service. I had kind of had a dream for about 10 years to row an ocean, and one day when I'd had a few beers, approached Adam and said, look, do you fancy doing it? And kind of the race was born for us, really. Adam has since obviously dropped out for personal reasons, and Craig stepped into the breach with about 8 or 9 months out, which has been fantastic. But we've been really, really lucky along the way with sponsors like Toob and a lot of other people. But yeah, the whole idea really of the campaign is to raise awareness of mental health, get people talking. There's a lot of stuff on the press nowadays, you know, during adverts and stuff like that. So yeah, really just to get people talking about it and try and reduce the stigma of poor mental health within the workplace, really.
So training's going well. So yeah, obviously there's a lot of courses. I think it highlights how much you don't know and how much preparation you have to do. You can't just get in a boat and row. So we've done sea survival, trauma at sea course, VHF radio, navigation, and we had to go to Devon for an ocean rowing course as well. So there's 5 different courses that you have to pass, and there's a set number of hours that you have to do in the boat. So we have to do a minimum of 120 hours and lots of drills that we have to sign off for that, i.e. power anchor, man overboard, you know, we have to row at night. We have to do at least one 24-hour row. I mean, we've done a 48-hour row already, which was good. Yeah, so lots and lots to take in really, and that's as well as prepping food, Your training program, so we've been doing. I don't do any weights and stuff. You can tell that, can't you? But yeah, so we have to obviously muscle mass and try and get stronger and try and we've been advised to do yoga, how long we should do on a rowing machine and to what sort of wattage and those sorts of things. So for me, I'm playing catch up a little bit really because Stu's in good nick and been training for this for the last 3 years. And as I say, but we'll give it our best shot. And I think we're on track. And we're good friends and we're in contact through social media with lots of other teams. And we're sort of ahead of the game really. When you look at other teams and stuff, we're there or thereabouts. So I think we're on track, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree with that. So food is all dried rations, so we'll take on roughly 6,000 calories a day, so 4,000 calories of that will be the dried rations, 1,000 calorie a meal, and then 2,000 calories made up of grab bags, so jelly babies, peanuts, biltong, bit of chocolate, anything we fancy really, and I think talking to previous teams, variety is the key for that, because a lot of those rehydrated meals will become very, very mundane as you start to go across the crossing. So variety is key. We spoke about having a chocolate orange and a can of Coke every 500 miles, just as a bit of a reward, which a couple of other teams have said is like heaven. But yeah, so the food is a big part of it. Like I say, 6,000 calories a day, but you'll see the photos before and after we finish, and I think we'll probably be a lot skinnier than when we started, to be honest. But yeah, that's kind of the food aspect of it, isn't it, really? And everything is carried on board, literally everything that you need to, totally self-sufficient. The water we have to make on board, so we've got a water maker which is in the rear cabin. That will be made for drinking water, to rehydrate the meals. And we've got, I think, 1,000 bottles of drinking water, something silly like that, so or 1,000 litres of drinking water. So quite a lot of ballast and additional drinking water for an emergency should the water make a break as well. So yeah, the boat will be pretty loaded up at the start of the race. You have to keep all your rubbish, obviously, nothing's thrown overboard, so everything stays in the boat, and that will be checked at the end of the race as well to make sure you haven't been polluting the sea. So yeah.
Mindset's important in anything you do. I think I've sort of set myself. For me personally, I don't envisage or think about, Stu, we've chatted about how you're going to approach it. We're both going to approach this different ways. So Stu sort of, the finish line and hopefully a big beard, and we've lost a bit of weight and all that sort of stuff. And more importantly, we've actually made a massive difference and raised a lot of money for charity. So that's the number one driver.
So the Firefighters charity is a big part of mine and Craig's life in the fire service, and we know colleagues, we've used it ourselves, so huge supporter. And then Solar Mind, local mental health charity, so hopefully we'll give a little bit back to that as well. And it's all around that mental health stuff, raising awareness of it. Sure, when you're stripped back to basics like we're going to be for the best part of 2 months, I think those little wins will just seem enormous presents to us both when we're out there, I think.
1 2 hour stint, pat on the back, that's one less to do.
I think the important thing that we both said is we're going to appreciate and enjoy every moment of it, aren't we? Because it is a privilege to be out there.
Just get it done, And actually that's our motto.
That's our motto.